Hello beautiful makeup lovers and welcome back to my channel. I can't quite believe that I'm filming this video because I was very kindly sent the new Cosmic Brushes palette in PR and my little mind is blown because Cosmic Brushes are a UK indie brand and they are one of my favourites. They are my favourites for a lot of reasons. The fact that I really do like indie brands, especially smaller UK indie brands, and the colour stories from Cosmic Brushes are insanely beautiful. Every single time they have me gasping. Not just that, but they are so affordable for the quality of the shadows that you are getting. Now, I have used quite a lot of the Cosmic Brushes palettes on my channel before, so do check them out if you are interested. And one of the Cosmic Brushes palettes did rank as my top palette of last year. So you can see how much I really like the brand. And this is the first time of me receiving PR from them, so I'm super excited. This is the Gothic palette and it is a £12 this time. It's nice to see something a little bit smaller, but instead of me just waffling on, let me show you the close-ups and the swatches.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free.
This is not what I was expecting from Cosmic Brushes and I am pleasantly surprised. I always love the aesthetic and the colour stories that Faye comes up with and I think this is absolutely beautiful for Halloween. I wasn't expecting the twist of purple, I've got to be honest. I thought if it was going to be anything it was going to be red, but I'm really happy because I love a purple shadow and we do seem to have multi-chromes in this. This chosen shade is insanely shifty, so I can't actually wait to swatch that. I haven't swatched this palette as you're watching this right now, even though you've seen the swatches. I think it looks beautiful and we do have a matte black with some sparkle in here. We've got shade names like Chosen, Phantom, Serpent, Nocturnal. I just think the aesthetic is super cute and I'm glad we've got depth. We have some light tones and mid-tones, which is what Faye generally does in her palettes, which is why I am drawn to them so much. This looks beautiful. Now, I will try and include all of the information about the launch and the prices and all of those things in the description box because as of right now, I'm not actually quite sure how much this is going to retail for, but I do believe the launch is going to be possibly Wednesday the 11th, 6 PM UK time. I know that Faye was inquiring if that was a good time for people, if that was a good day. So once I know the full details, I will definitely include them in the description box for you. I am just priming with my Natasha Denona eye base and everything that I'm using should be linked in the description box. The outer sleeve, as usual, is just the same as the palette. They usually do come in little sleeves like that, which I appreciate. I think I have kept all the sleeves on my palettes. And I know that Faye was saying she was having some issues. She was announcing it on her Instagram with the manufacturers. They was having a bit of a backlog at the factory, so she's only been able to get her hands on half of her order, which is a little bit unfortunate, but she will definitely be restocking the other half next month. So if you miss out, don't panic. There will be another chance to grab this palette. I'm not sure if it's limited edition. Like I said, I haven't got all of the information currently, but as soon as I know anything, I will include it in the description box. So it's a 12 shade palette and you do have 6 mattes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, technically 7 because this is a matte just with some sparkles in. The sparkles are a little bit purple. I do think those will dust away once you are blending though. This multi-chrome, that Chosen shade looks insane. And as always, you do get a nice mirror with the palette. What are we going to do? I feel like if you've been on my channel before, you know I'm going to want to use this black called Gothic because I love depth to my looks and if I can add a black, I usually do. So I think what I'm going to do is start out with the shade Alter, which is this one down here, and we're going to see if this is the same good Cosmic Brushes quality that I am used to. So going into Alter first, and I do just want to do a cut crease, so I want to focus this towards the front part before I work on my outer corner this time. It is kind of a look and a shape I've been playing with and enjoying recently, and it's going to give me a chance to use quite a few of the mattes, so I thought it would be good for this look. Look at that deep dark pigment. That is stunning. Now it doesn't really matter if this is going to be a little bit messy on me because, like I say, I will go in and cut the crease. I'm just kind of placing this where I want it to be, blend all this out, and then we'll cut the underneath. I forgot to mention, when you are shopping from Cosmic Brushes, I do have an affiliated code. If you want to save yourself some pennies, it does give me a small commission if you do use my code, so I do appreciate that if you are supporting my channel in that way. But that is kind of the rough shape I want down for this deep purple, and that has gone on, no issues. I think then I want to take the shade Supreme, which is this purple here. I do appreciate the fact that we've got warm tone purples and cooler tone purples in this palette, just to mix it up a bit, and you can go whichever way you prefer. And I'm just going to dab just a little bit of this on the edge and do like a tiny blend between the two. I'm using a small brush just because it's a small area that I'm wanting to do this blend. This is a Jessup 237 Detail Shader. And I will just go back and forth between these shades and start to work on a blend. Just with no extra product, I am just wiggling on the edge of this purple now, just to blend it out a little bit. But like I say, this is going to be a process. I do go back in with the first shade, then the second, all of that jazz. You know what I mean? But I'm really enjoying these purples. I don't know how Cosmic Brushes manages to get this quality for the price that they do, but it blows me away every time. Okay, I'm somewhat happy with the blend of how I've got that looking right now. That is only those two shades, and so far I'm enjoying that. So next I'm going to go in and cut my crease with my PLouise base, when I can find it. This is the PLouise base in Aroma 01, so let me jump off and cut it, and then we can come and sort the outer corner. Okay, this is how we're looking after cutting the crease, and yes, I have just put some Makeup Revolution tape on the sides of my face, and it's fine. I know I've got my base on, but it'll all be fine. Now it's time to go back in with the shade After again, which is the shade we started with for above the cut crease, and I just want to pop this in the outer corner and do kind of a winged out shape, if you couldn't tell by the tape that was already on my eyes. Then I want to go into a little bit of that sparkly black called Gothic, just for the very, 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 very edge. And like I said, I don't think the glitter particles will stay in it once you have blended, so don't worry about that if that is a concern. Just for that little bit of extra depth that I always need. Then into Supreme again, which was this one that we used to blend out After for above the cut crease. Just work on a little matte blend of the same purples out here and see how these blend and apply. Purples aren't always the easiest. Blacks aren't always the easiest. Okay, it's time for the moment of truth. Oh, that's satisfying. All of those purples and the black blended together like a dream. I am of course going to continue this onto the lower lash line a little bit, just so that it doesn't stop abruptly and look weird. Okay, it's finally time to play with some shimmers, and I am spoilt for choice with this palette because I feel like all of them would go with this look. I think the colour story is curated in a way that you can't really go wrong. I feel like I want to use Chosen because it is the multi-chrome. This is the first time of putting my finger in this multi-chrome. Ooh, okay. So it looks very pink there. And then it's like it goes to a bit of an orangey shade. Let me see if I can show you a bit better on the side of my hand. Can you see? Can you? Yeah, that's definitely a strong shift, like an orangey burnt colour to a pink, and it is stunning, but I don't know if I want to do that for this look. Do I? Do I? It's definitely got some purple in there as well. Okay, I think before I decide, I'm going to go into a matte inner corner because that's my favourite thing to do. So I'm going to go into Immortal, which is the lightest matte in the palette, and I think I'm going to put that all over the inner corner. I'm just going to pat this on top of the beginning of that cut crease. That is vibrant, and that makes me happy. Vibrancy is amazing. This isn't going to be the most perfect look. I am definitely not a makeup artist. I am just a makeup enthusiast. It's extremely passionate about eyeshadow palettes. Definitely taking that over the inner corner. What a shade. Love that that's included. That has just changed things up a little bit. I like that. Oh, Nocturnal looks... Guys, look how wet looking that is. That could be cute going into the mattes in the outer corner. I think that's what I'm going to use Nocturnal for. Ooh, Pale Moon. Icy and beautiful. And then we have Obscure. Wait, holy macaroni. Is that like a blue-white icy toppery shade? I'm spoiled for choice. Okay, I think first I'm going into Obscure, which was the white-blue shifty shade, which wasn't my plan, but because it was so intense and crazy, I mean, look at this. That will transform any matte that you pop it on top of. That is so beautiful. It's definitely more of a topper though. And I am spraying the shade just so I get as little fallout as possible. But that is reflective and delicious. And a lot of the Cosmic Brushes palettes do have a special reflective toppery shade like this. And I'm pleased to see another one. Look how intense that is, like for a topper. Okay, then I'm going to go into the Multi-Chrome Chosen and I'm going to take it on my finger. And we're going to do a little bit of this down the middle and just sort of sandwich it before we go into, what was it? Did you remember for me? Nocturnal. Reviewing a lot of palettes can sort of take away, I don't know, some of the just fun playing around with makeup sometimes, but every single time I've picked up a Cosmic Brushes palette and started to play around with it, it brings back some of the passion that seems to have disappeared sometimes when you're constantly reviewing the new makeup. But I just feel like a kid at Christmas with palettes from Cosmic. Look at that! Look at that lid. Okay, so we did use Obscure and Chosen. Now we're going to go into Nocturnal just to connect everything to that outer corner and make everything look as seamless as can be. Holy, that picked up really well. Wow. Okay. Just gonna connecty into that matte. Just at a slight angle. And then I will go back in with the mattes over the outer corner just to go on top of everything out here and make sure it's all connected how I want it to be. Ow, that was my elbow. Just blending on the edges of everything, making sure everything looks as seamless as possible. I may go in with some water activated liner and line the cut crease with something. I may not, I don't know, because that matte going into that toppery shade is life. In fact, let's add a little bit more of this toppery shade because we can, and we cannot be stopped. That's kind of just led nicely to the brow bone. Okay guys, I think that is it for these gorgeous eyeshadows. Let me jump off and finish this look, stick on some lashes and all of that good stuff, and then we'll come back and see what we think. Okay, we have the finished look, and yes, I did go in with some water activated liner. It will be linked down below the palette that I'm using. I did go into the light purple pastel shade just to line that cut crease, make it stand out that little bit more, make it a little bit more impactful. Then of course we've got some gems, just added a little bit of something extra on the outer wing there, and I feel like how this has all come together, obsessed. I feel like the inner corner leading into those gorgeous shimmers is what makes this look, and I am so impressed. Like I always am, I always have the same feeling after I've tested a new Cosmic Brushes palette. I am so in love with this look. It is definitely not what I thought I was going to be doing today. I was sat by the door waiting for this parcel to arrive, had no idea what the palette was going to look like inside, and yeah, this is definitely not what I thought, but I am so pleasantly surprised. That black, yeah, I definitely can tell all of the sparkles have gone because I was blending on the black, and that is what I thought. And usually what happens when there's some sparkles in a black shade like that, but it does definitely help with the blend to have the sparkles in there. But actually such a purple leaning colour story, and I'm not mad, and I definitely think you can make it as gothic as you want it to be. When you've got this deep black, you do have some other deeper shades as well, like this deep purple was absolutely gorgeous. Purples can be a bit tricky to work with, but as usual, the Cosmic Brushes formula, so easy to work with, blendable, pigmented, absolutely delicious. The multi-chrome chosen that I put on the middle of the lid, of course, in different lighting, you're going to see the different shifts, especially if I'd have used that all over the lid instead of going in with other shades as well, but I definitely wanted to play around with as many as I could. But if you're wanting to see the shift on that chosen shade, if you're doing a smoky eye, a black smoky eye with that all over the lid, you will see the shift beautifully. I might do that in an upcoming video. I definitely want to do some more looks with this palette. Please do let me know what you would like to see, how many looks, and what type of colour combinations. Is a black smoky eye with that chosen shade all over the lid, is that the one? I had no issues whatsoever. It was a joy to work with this palette, as all of my Cosmic Brushes palettes, and this is no different. I would say this is the exact same amazing formula that I'm used to from the shades that I've tried so far. Of course, this is just a first impressions. I will definitely come back and let you know my final thoughts when I've used this a lot more. And considering this has a lot of purple tones in it, because it has so many warm tones and cool tones and depth and light shades, I feel like there's so many different ways you can go with it, even though it is purple and black, do you know? And I feel like adding this shade Lace as well, if you wanted to keep it on a little bit more of the neutrally side and pop this through the crease and just add a little bit of purple or black to spice things up, that could be super cute too. And especially this Pale Moon is a very bright, intense, I mean, look at that. If you paired this more neutrally shimmer with the neutrally matte, again, another beautiful look. You could even add a little bit of black in the outer corner. So many combinations that I can see with this. I don't think it's a one-trick pony. I love the curation of the Cosmic Brushes colour stories. They smash it every time. Absolutely obsessed with the outer packaging as well. I like it that it's in the cardboard packaging again with the rounded corners, but it is on the smaller side because obviously this is a 12 colour palette this time, which means it will probably be more affordable, even though the bigger palettes are super affordable for the quality that's in them. I just don't think that there's anything that I don't like about this palette, to be quite honest, guys. The formula is amazing, the packaging's really nice. I like the fact that we've got a smaller palette as well for Halloween. There is another release coming this year. I don't know if it's next month, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well from Cosmic Brushes, as well as some restocks of Serenity and Muse, because there's a reason this brand keeps selling out, guys. The quality is A1. Thank you so much for checking out this video, guys. Please do let me know what you think to this look down below, as well as what you think to the palette, and are you going to be picking it up? I'd be really interested to know in the comments your thoughts on this palette and the colour story. I will of course link down below my socials, as well as my YouTube membership and my Patreon group in case you want to join in the fun, and hopefully, guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.